In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NBA games happening on April 15, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Atlanta Hawks versus Orlando Magic. The Atlanta Hawks, who wrapped up the regular season with a 40-42 record, will go head-to-head with the Orlando Magic, who finished at 41-41 in the NBA Play-In Tournament's matchup between the 7th and 8th seeds in the Eastern Conference. This game carries big stakes. The winner locks in the 7th spot and a trip to the playoffs, while the loser will have to face the winner of the 9th versus 10th place game to keep their season alive. Atlanta managed to put together a strong close to their season, winning 4 of their last 5 games to claw their way into play-in contention. That late push showed some grit, and it was just enough to keep their postseason hopes alive as they now prepare for this high-pressure battle. On the other side, Orlando had a bumpy road through much of the season, but they hit their stride when it mattered most. The Magic won 9 of their last 12 games, finishing with a .500 record and some much-needed momentum heading into this play-in showdown. That strong finish helped them secure home court for this critical matchup. In terms of injuries, the Hawks are still without Larry Nance Jr., Clint Capela, and Jalen Johnson. The Magic are missing Moritz Wagner and Jalen Suggs. These teams played each other 4 times during the season and split the series 2-2. 3 of those games were close, decided by 7 points or fewer, so it's fair to expect another competitive game. Interestingly, their most recent meeting was just this past Sunday in the final game of the regular season, where the Hawks came out on top 117-105, and that was without Trae Young on the floor. While the season series was evenly matched, the last time both squads were at full strength, Orlando came away with a 119-112 win. In that game, Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner went off, combining for 55 points on 2-0 of 4-4 shooting. Orlando's ability to force turnovers and score in transition made a big difference. Atlanta's been inconsistent lately, especially on the defensive end. They've missed the presence of Jalen Johnson and the impact of players they traded away. The Hawks can definitely score the ball, but defensively, they've had serious issues. They've let teams shoot high percentages both from the field and beyond the arc, which could spell trouble against a Magic team with plenty of scoring options. Banchero has been a nightmare for them all year, putting up 33 points per game, and Wagner hasn't been far behind at 28 a night. The Magic are slight favorites, partly because they're at home, but let's be real, nobody's trembling at the thought of going into the Kia Center. Orlando's defense is tough and they can grind out wins, but scoring has been a concern for them all season, and that's especially concerning in a high-stakes game like this. The Hawks are young, quick, and one of the most explosive scoring teams in the league. If they get hot early, it's hard to see how the Magic will keep up. One key absence is Jalen Suggs, who could have been the guy to make life tough for Trae Young. Without him, Young may have more freedom to operate. Looking at trends, the Magic are 6-11 against the spread in their last 17 games when favored by 5 or more. The Hawks, on the flip side, are 7-5 against the spread in their last 12 as underdogs, with 5 of those games being outright wins. So while Orlando might be the favorite, recent history and matchups suggest value in taking the points. As our first pick for this matchup, the Atlanta Hawks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. All of the matchups between these two teams this season ended up going over the 217-point mark, which is where the line is set for this one. Both sides struggle to match up against the other's top scorers. The Hawks have no answer for Banchero without Jalen Johnson. He's just too quick and too strong. He's been torching them all season, and as much as Dyson Daniels works on defense, he doesn't have the physicality to slow Banchero down. The same goes for Orlando. Cole Anthony isn't exactly a defensive stopper, and Trae Young has been lighting them up, averaging averaging over 28 points against the Magic compared to 24.2 overall. Expect both of these guys to carry the offensive load. In their last 10 games, Atlanta has been humming on offense. They're 6th in offensive rating. Defense, though, is another story. They rank 20th in that category. They play fast too, sitting 5th in pace, which means they like to push the tempo. They've also led the league in fast break points during that span, so getting out and running will be a big part of their strategy. Still, they can be sloppy with the ball, ranking 21st in points allowed off turnovers. That gives Orlando a chance to push the ball themselves and keep pace in transition. This is a massive opportunity for either team to grab the 7th seed and avoid another win or go home game. Atlanta has been steady offensively all season and has the firepower to turn this into a shootout. Trae Young is more than capable of controlling this one and putting up a big number. They play at the 3rd fastest pace in the league and averaged 112 points per game against the Magic. Given what we've seen so far between these two, expect a back and forth, high-scoring affair. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Memphis Grizzlies versus Golden State Warriors. The NBA play-in tournament has arrived, and things kick off with a compelling Western Conference battle between the number 8 Memphis Grizzlies and the number 7 Golden State Warriors on Tuesday night. Both squads finished with identical records, but Golden State edged ahead in the standings due to tiebreakers. It's a matchup full of tension and storylines, as both teams try to punch their ticket to the next round in a win-or-go-home scenario. The Mavericks, slotted in the 10th spot, wrapped up their season with a 39-43 record, just one game behind the Kings. Meanwhile, the 7th-seeded Warriors are looking to make another deep postseason run behind Steph Curry, their undeniable leader and biggest weapon. He's carried them through tough stretches before, and they'll need that magic again. Memphis enters this game still short-handed, missing Brandon Clark, Zion Pullen, and Jalen Wells. Golden State, on the other hand, comes in at full strength. These two teams clashed 4 times during the regular season, with the Warriors taking 3 of those games. But here's the kicker: every win by Golden State was decided by single digits, so it's not like they ran away with any of those. Golden State has every reason to come out with a chip on its shoulder. They had a shot at a better seed but let it slip away in their final game against the Clippers. This team has significantly more playoff experience than Memphis, and that's hard to ignore. Butler and Curry are going to be nightmare matchups for the Grizzlies, who are still trying to figure themselves out defensively after moving on from Taylor. The Warriors closed the season hot, going 7-3, while Memphis limped in at 4-6. Golden State also owns the regular season series 3-1, which should give them a little extra confidence. Butler has added some grit to the Warriors' identity, making them more balanced and less dependent on just lighting it up from deep. That's going to matter in a high-stakes game like this. I've been skeptical of the Grizzlies for most of the season, and their recent play hasn't helped change that. They've failed to cover in 7 of their last 10, and even though Golden State should be the clear favorite at home, the number on this game feels a bit inflated. It's worth noting that the Warriors had to log heavy minutes on Sunday trying to avoid this exact situation, and Butler tweaked his knee during that one. Curry's also been battling a sore thumb, so while Golden State should win, it might be tighter than expected. One thing the Grizzlies do have going for them is rest. They're the fresher squad, and their size could present a real issue for Golden State down low. The Warriors haven't been great in this role lately either. They're just 5-8-2 against the spread when favored by 5 or more points in their last 15 tries. They've even dropped 2 games outright this month when laying similar numbers. And let's not forget, the Warriors are 0-3 all-time in play-in games. They should snap that streak, but it won't be a walk in the park. Memphis has enough left in the tank to make things interesting. I still see the Warriors as rightful favorites here, especially at home, but the spread is a bit too steep for my liking. This game has all the ingredients to be a nail-biter. As our first pick for this matchup, the Memphis Grizzlies to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Every single one of the 4 matchups between these two teams this season has gone over the posted total. The Grizzlies have had no answer for Curry, who lit them up for 51 points in their last meeting. If Memphis wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to try to keep pace offensively, and they might actually be able to do that. They ended the season ranked 2nd in total scoring and 8th in field goal percentage, so it's not out of the question. Both teams can really shoot it from deep. Golden State ranks 4th in made threes per game, and Memphis isn't far behind at 11th. The problem, neither team is particularly great at defending the arc. The Warriors sit at 19th in three-point defense, while Memphis is only slightly better at 15th. This could easily turn into a shootout. When it comes to pace, Memphis sets the standard. They lead the league with 106.2 possessions per game. Golden State isn't nearly as fast, ranking 18th at 101.3, but they're still capable of getting into a rhythm. In their 4 regular season games, these teams averaged nearly 243 combined points. I don't expect them to blow past the total by a ton, but they should get enough buckets to push this over. One thing to keep an eye on is how often they launch from 3. The Warriors take the second most triples in the league per game, and the Grizzlies aren't far behind at 13th. It's true that playoff basketball tends to slow down a bit, and defenses usually tighten up. But with Memphis bringing the league's fastest tempo to the table, I can't justify fading the over here. I'm expecting something like a 119-115 final score as our second pick for this matchup. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.